Welcome to another edition of Neighbor Watch. I'm Matt.
And I'm Pat. Happy November.
Hey, I'm Brett.
It's the first episode of November.
November 4th.
November 4th.
We're back to doing this on a Monday, which is okay.
It's been a long time. Guys, Halloween was on the 31st. Did you guys have a good time?
Yeah, oh yeah. Halloweened it up.
Kids made it out with the candy?
Yeah, well, too much candy.
Yeah.
I think we're bundling a bunch of it up to send overseas to the military.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll give you a couple pounds that I got in my bag.
Yeah, we sent a bag to school today just for that, and we had a good time. We hung out, most of us, as neighbors, hung out and watched some football. Had some, trick-or-treaters were kind of down.
Yeah, it
wasn't a big.
Last year we had a ton.
So, us.
Leftover candy. So.
Yeah, that's the problem. The candy is too much. We have to get it out of the house or we're going to eat it all. But the three of us, we have older kids. We hung out together. Abe went out trick-or-treating with his little ones. So we got some pizza and just hung out and passed out candy. It was really fun.
Yeah. How about Fright Fest?
Yeah, that was good.
Wednesday night. Did you
Cal
went?
High?
Yes, I went. You and I.
Yeah, and we saw each other. We got some video I could
Yeah.
drop in for that. Fright Fest was great. I thought the Cal High leadership did a fantastic job. What I did know is they have a dog club at school. Like there was these dogs in Halloween costumes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're parading them around.
Yeah.
Dog club. Cool.
They're
I didn't get into the Halloween
Haunted house.
haunted house, but it was good. A lot of people were there. I thought that the kids did a great job. What a
It
great
was
thing
free,
to do.
so that was good.
Yeah.
So today, Pat, myself, and Brett headed
This is
over
interesting.
to they call it the
El Nido.
El Nido property.
Yeah, the Harlan house.
The Harlan
is
house
the,
on San Ramon Valley Boulevard.
Which means
Yeah.
the nest.
The
But,
nest.
Yeah.
That giant home that's gated and stuff like that. It looks like it's falling apart.
Yeah.
It's over off of San Ramon Valley Boulevard, just north of the like the glass house and that property.
Yeah.
So maybe about
right on the road.
maybe about a half a mile north on the same side, right?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I'd say so.
so anyway, we met the owner
Sahil
of the
Siddiqui?
property. What's his name again?
Sahil Siddiqui.
Okay.
And he bought the property. He needs help trying to help restore the house on there. He wants the city's help. He needs to get support from the community. If he can't get support, then he's left with no other choice but to level that property, and no one wants to see that house go.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's probably the oldest structure in San Ramon. And what do you say? It's not deemed a
It's not historic.
historical.
How come?
It's been sort of
was
modified
weird.
over the years, I guess, and
Yeah.
they'd
There's
have to
been
do
modifications, so
it's
it's
a whole
not
other
like-
thing.
Yeah, it doesn't have it's got electric in it and everything.
Yeah,
It's been upgraded over the years
kitchen.
to a degree.
Yeah.
Now it's falling apart.
1850s is what he said.
1850s. So the house was originally down right near where the Lucky's is
Yeah, that's what moved.
like right on the county line. And I guess way back in the day, even the owner was getting taxed by both counties and ultimately moved the house up to San Ramon and Contra Costa so he wouldn't get the double tax bill because it literally the line split his property.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird they would draw that up like that.
Totally, like not even just do like a little deviation.
Yeah.
But he wants to definitely try to keep the house, and we got pictures and video going on, some interviews with him.
Yeah, well, we're going to show you guys some interviews with him right about now. Hey guys, it's Matt.
Yo, it's Pat. What's up?
Brett.
Hey, we're here at the Harlan house. We got a great little show for you tonight, so stay tuned.
Dress is.
1, 2,
I guess we'll say
5, 6, 1. Yeah.
Have it down.
All right.
And this is Sohail. He's,
Sohail.
the owner of this property here. We're going to be talking. We're interviewing him now about some exciting plans and just what some prospective things are with the property and trying to get this house restored. And he'll share some of that as he takes us through the location here. So,
All right, stay tuned.
This house has been not been used for over 30 years now.
Yeah. Give us a little history. You have the history on some of that on the house?
So Harlan family built this house. They were the original pioneers who came during the gold rush era from the East Coast, and they settled here in San Ramon. They made a lot of money through gold rush, but then they got into different, close to where Lucky is.
That's what I thought. Yeah, by Lucky's.
Yeah, so when they decided to divide the two counties, Alameda and El Costa, his house was kind of smack in the middle, and he was
Right.
getting tax bills from the both counties.
Okay.
So he wanted to basically pay one set of taxes, obviously. So he chose to be in Contra Costa. He sort of disassembled the house and moved it
Got
to
it.
this location. This house has been here since 1850s, in 1858 or 59. It's been going back and forth through various scenarios. At one time, this plot was designated to be a park, but when they did the west side plan amendment,
Yeah.
they changed the zoning of this lot to a medium density housing.
Okay.
And it's been sitting there. The issue has been what to do with the house. Joel had no plan. I don't think he's as passionate about preserving the house, although he has all the artifacts. So every time I've asked him about any historical background, he has been very cooperative with
Yeah.
that. And he comes to, every time I call him to give me perspective, he's always very cooperative, but I don't think he wants to spend any of his money to preserve the house.
Got it.
So my goal,
And just to clarify, the house right now does not have historical designation.
it does not have any historical designation.
Wow. It should, just being that it's so
Yeah,
old, you know, such a
1858.
big
It's
part
well,
of, you know.
The problem is the house has gone through so much sort of evolution in many ways, you know. It used to have a carriage house behind here somewhere. It used to have a kitchen,
Okay.
porch, and all those things. Over time, those things have disappeared. I
Yeah.
don't know what happened. So even when you look at the house inside, you know, they have renovated with electricity and other conduits and so on to
Okay.
just bring it up. So when you look at it from inside, you know, very few things are sort of remaining original.
Got
Rest
it.
of them are pretty
Yeah,
much
makes
relatively
sense.
new. So for it to qualify to be on National Historic Register, I think it just have to go through a more qualification process.
Sure.
So,
Okay.
I'll be happy to take you inside the house, but let me just kind of walk you around towards the
Yeah.
front of the house. This is where the front porch used to be,
Okay.
and this was the main entrance of the house, and then there was a deck up at the top as well. Obviously, it has disappeared. You know, looking at the foundation, obviously, a lot of wood has rotted.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of effort that's involved in preserving this house. So when I exhausted all options to move this house elsewhere, I made a proposition to the city that I will preserve the house at my own nickel. But city has to work with me, and that's where our challenge is. I think we have created a good collaborative environment where we're working with the Historic Foundation,
Yeah.
working with the Historic Society, Joel Gilderman, the family heir, and myself. You know, I am funding the preservation of the house. Everybody's kind of supporting me in this. I think the partnership we need is now from the city as well. You know, the elected official, the planning commission, the planning staff needs to cooperate with us.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of give and take, right? So I am willing to spend financial resources, but there are some zoning requirements, some structural requirements,
Yeah.
you know, some exceptions. And I think the purpose of me talking to you is just to make our community members aware where we are on this crossroad.
Okay. Yeah, no, I
And,
think it's good because you get so many projects that we hear about after the fact,
Right.
and everybody puts their opinion in
Right.
on Nextdoor or wherever, and you know then it blows up, and
Yeah.
people don't have all the information.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good to know right now.
Yeah, and one thing we have done over the last 2 years since I have owned this property, I have kept our neighbors informed
Yeah.
of our plans. Now, I'll be very honest with you, I don't have everybody on board. There are people who just don't like any development,
Yeah.
but there are people who have come around. There were people who were staunchly against this project.
Right.
But as I have kept them informed and shared the design and incorporated their input into that, a lot of people have come around,
Yeah.
you know, and now I would say generally I have more support than the naysayers,
Right.
which is positive. So community around us is very supportive.
Good.
I think the land use that we have come up with is very effective. It is very quiet for the neighborhood. You know, it's not going to create huge traffic. Our staff, you know, we will have a full-time staff here, 24/7. They will work in 3 shifts. So total staff size we are estimating to be about 40 to 45, but working in 3 shifts. So, and so we are not expecting any significant impact on traffic into this neighborhood because staff will be coming in early in the morning before school hours, and they leave after school hours and so on. So very little traffic. Noise factor will be very, very low just because the nature of the tenants we will have here.
Yes.
And then just the facility, the way we are planning to design it, is meant to enhance the outlook of the neighborhood as well. You know, so it is optically it will be very appealing as well. Aside from the function that it will be serving in the community.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that's what we didn't cover earlier. We were talking offline was the part of the preservation and initiative with this is getting this preserved is also the back plan of adding some buildings that look into the same theme of this for a senior assisted living type facility right here in the neighborhood. So we have more details on that with some of the drawings and renderings, but that's kind of the back plan, which is good. So can we go in the house?
As you get into it, you can
wow.
see how much effort it will be involved to renovate this and preserve the house. You know.
I feel like it's
Yeah,
crooked.
it is crooked.
It is crooked.
It's crazy construction.
We should invent this into like one of those, you know, what's that thing called? Mr. House.
Though, how they used to do this before they had wallboards. You know, that's back in the days when they didn't have sheetrock.
Yeah.
Yeah. 192. There's the address, man.
Yeah, 195.
Oh, there you go. 19251.
All right. Nice big fireplace.
Thank you, Brett.
So as you can see, some of these lighting fixtures are all kind of new. They didn't exist back in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, so, but this is.
When was the last time someone lived here?
I think it goes back to over 30 plus years. I don't know exactly. Joel Gilderman, who lives around the corner, he can shed some light on it, but it's been vacant for over 30 plus years.
Pretty cool.
Pretty
Yeah.
cool, man.
I was wondering what, be inside this house and what it looks like.
Yeah,
Everything.
have you take you upstairs? I think it's relatively safe, although it's kind of leaning in one side.
Oh, we got some Christmas tree, it looks like.
Christmas tree, old TV.
Look at that old TV.
That thing's ancient.
Let's film here.
Yeah. Joel Gilderman has done a lot of his stuff here.
We got some red cups, Pat.
Yeah,
There you go.
There you go. Some Coke cans.
Wow, so here's the upstairs.
Careful.
Yeah.
Hey, that's still sturdy.
It's still sturdy. They built the last, baby.
Walk lightly.
Yeah.
Ah, go through it.
Oh, shit,
They're
yeah.
built like ships, right?
Yeah.
Damn, man, this is crazy. Man, a lot of
Yeah.
rooms.
Yeah. 4 rooms upstairs. And you can see how the building is leaning. towards
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, that sounds scary
Would it
over there,
stand?
dude.
Is this where the front door would actually be, or would you guys move it some?
The house will be moved up front, closer to the
Closer to
Santa
the front,
Mon Valley Boulevard, but
Yeah.
we will recreate the porch, the deck. There's a huge attic, which is more or less a 3rd-story building.
Okay.
It goes pretty high, so we'll try to preserve that as well, and get a staircase going up there.
Yeah, there is a lot of room up
Yeah.
there because
So this
the
would
peak
be
of the house
Fill
is
the
way
heat
up there.
This
Yeah.
building would be the dining room and the
Well,
kitchen.
our suggestion is that we convert the downstairs area to the dining hall.
Right.
And upstairs area should be more.
Dude, it's like The Shining, the bathtub in The Shining.
Scary.
Oh,
Yeah, definitely.
freaks me out. You want to play with us, Daddy?
Dude, it's really slanty, dude.
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty cool. Good.
As you can see, we don't have good control, so people can come and party.
Oh yeah.
So, people come in here and party?
Yeah, people,
Somebody
you know,
has a fireball.
I have had issues, people, just kids or whoever it is, they climb from the front side and they just get into the house, you know, and
So,
Yeah.
I have a question.
yeah.
You're gonna have people that are gonna be against this, right? What do you want to say to them? To get your point across to try to help sell.
Well, I think there are two things. One is what we are trying to do with the land use. The use for senior assisted living, it's a need. When you look at our neighborhood across the board in San Ramon area, we really don't have enough facilities like these. And our people who live around here, they need a facility for their elderly parents, grandparents, to be near them, you know. There's no point. There are people who are not as passionate, they think that those people don't belong, but that, in my opinion, is cruel.
Yeah.
For me, I think we have to have compassion for our elderly. At some point, we will be in that
Yeah,
stage.
you would want somewhere to go, right?
You know, I am 59 years old, maybe 20 years from now, I may need to find a facility
be
like
here.
this, you know. So that's one of the key thing, you know. When I talk to the neighbors, one of the neighbors across the street, he has an elderly parent. He said, I would love to keep my parents here and my children can just walk across the street to go and visit their grandparents. So that's the biggest value, right? Number two, what we are trying to do is also preserving the heritage of the city. That is also very important. Like for us as a business, clearly there's not a whole lot of financial use of this building. Financially, we are not going to benefit. We're going to spend a lot of money to preserve this house. But for me, being in this neighborhood, I've been living here for over 22 years now. For me, I want to give back. Part of the legacy we want to create with this facility is that we preserve the old heritage of the city. So I think those are the two very compelling reasons why people should really give this a positive thought versus just, standing against it.
Cool.
It's basically that we build houses here.
Yeah.
You know, it's a medium density land, so technically we can build up to 10 townhomes or
Yeah.
single family homes on this, technically. So it's anywhere from 6 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what I want to do. But
Yeah.
for me, that's not, if that's what they force us to do it, I'll just give it to some other developer to do it because I'm just not interested in doing that. I have a specific purpose, specific thing that I want to do for our community. When we talk about my vision, how I want to involve the community in this, it's going to be a neighborhood project in many ways where people will be able to come in and out, interact with our tenants, give them a neighborly feel, We want to tailor services based on who you are, what your meal requirements are, what your religious preferences are, many things that we want to be able to do. It will be tailored for each individual, and that's what we are trying to do. So that's what and how we will differentiate ourselves from many other facilities that are in Pleasanton and Dublin area. Is just a very intimate, cozy, home style environment for our people where you're getting the meal based on your preferences.
Yeah.
You're part of activities based on what's your background, interests, and things like that.
With Cal being so close, great volunteer opportunity.
Absolutely. So when my kids, I have 3 boys. 2 of them have gone through Pine Valley to, from Neil Armstrong to Pine Valley to Cal High. They have all graduated. Third one is still a 7th grader at Pine Valley. They were looking for opportunities to get something on their resume for volunteer work, and for some of them had to go to the hospitals in Walnut Creek and elsewhere, you know. This is a perfect place, you know, for the kids who are in our neighborhood who are going to the high schools, you know, to come and volunteer. And even for our elderly people, you know, the concept I have in my mind is that a lot of time elderly people become very lonely, and they need somebody to give them company, you know. So we would invite our neighbors to come and adopt a elderly person and say, hey, I'm gonna spend hour or two with you once a week, you know, and
play some games.
Play some games, you
read to
know.
them.
If you have any talent, music, singing, anything, you come and perform, you know.
Well, it brings because my wife's grandfather is going through this process right now, and the places where they live in Salinas, they're pretty old and run down stuff. So like you can have something new and something for that. It would make them feel, I think, a little better. It's kind of depressing when you walk into the place.
No, and obviously when we develop this facility, you will see one of the key focus will be the environment outside the building as well. You know, we'll nicely landscape it so that people can stroll around the park if they need to.
Cool.
You know, even the interiors will be very modern and up to date, so that you know you're getting all sort of facilities that you need. You know.
Nice.
Yeah, and you have plans, and we'll go back and show some of your
let's go look at those
boards
plans
out there. We'll
Tell
look
me
at
what
it.
you got here.
Yeah, so when you look at it, this is the layout of the lot. This is the West Side Drive. Right here is the San Ramon Valley Boulevard.
Which is right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Our lot basically is right inside the fence here and comes all the way up to this point. It's a 0.7 acre piece of land.
We got it. I got it.
So 0.7 acre pice of land.
0.7 acres?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you were to just where we're at now, where's the house at right now?
Right now, house is right here.
In the middle.
Okay.
In this area.
Okay,
right
so in our orientation right now, we're right here.
Yes.
We're outside
here.
here.
Exactly. Yeah.
The house right here,
Yeah.
right now, is about here.
Yeah. And we are suggesting to move the house more closer towards the San Ramon Valley Boulevard.
Okay.
So that it gets the visibility. We'll keep the orientation of the house same as it used to be historically.
Okay.
And then we'll build our facility behind it, basically replicating the architectural structure that the house has, you know. So.
Nice. And then when it's all said and done, this is what your vision is behind?
Yeah, when it's all said and done,
I get a decent picture.
This looks pretty cool.
yeah. So this is how the house used to look, with these windows and the porch in the front. There used to be a kitchen in the back that over time got disappeared. So we'll recreate basically the whole condition of the house, basically how it used to look. You know, keep the fireplace as is, and obviously we'll put new roof, but same color renderings and so on.
Nice.
Very good.
And just to accommodate all of our parking needs, we'll build the parking underneath. Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, that's fantastic. So you're talking again, you know, trying to, you want to use your efforts, your money to preserve this house.
Yes.
Back to its original historic type state.
Yeah.
You know, modernize, I guess, the inside so you can use it for your facility.
Right.
Just to recap again, what are some of the challenges that you're facing? I know you mentioned, I think, the amount per lot.
Yes.
Or,
The lot
let's
coverage.
lot coverage.
So we have been told by the planning staff that we are only allowed 25% lot coverage
Okay.
for our building.
What does that mean?
What that means is the footprint of the building cannot exceed 25% of the lot.
Okay.
So we have about 30,000 square foot of land on which we can build only 7,500 square feet.
Okay.
So I can build my facility with that, but we cannot preserve the house. If city is very interested in us preserving the house, which we have offered to do it at our own nickel, we can do that, but they're going to have to grant us a variance.
Got it.
If they sell us that piece of land, which is right next to our lot,
Okay.
It is a landscape area. We are not proposing to build anything on it, but
Yeah.
by combining these two lots, we get enough land that we can preserve the house and build our facility and
Okay.
yet meet that 25% lot coverage
Got it.
requirement.
Okay.
But
So I
if-
think that's important. You know, that there's an additional piece of land there, and I just think people would really be mad if they suddenly saw this house being torn down.
Yeah.
yes,
And
It's
not,
got great
you know,
character in that.
Yeah. So
yeah.
to know that there's efforts out there to preserve this, and the assisted living, it's not a bad idea. There's
It's a great
people-
idea. You talk to the neighbors here who have elderly parents living with them.
Yeah.
They're very excited about it.
Yeah.
They're very excited about it. There are people who think that the elderly, when you get old, you don't need
Yeah.
you don't belong here. But I think that's a
Yeah.
cruel thought process. I think we, at least culturally, we never abandon our elderly people,
Yeah.
and I think no one should.
Well, we'll be there one day.
yeah.
And we won't.
Yeah.
Well, and
yeah.
there's enough talk right now about the proposed housing development over the next 20 years going in. You know, the
Right.
4,500 homes. We've talked about that.
Right.
And I think, I don't know if there's any plan for senior housing or
No,
anything
there's
like that.
in that 45.
There's no requirement anyway.
Yeah,
There's no
in-
requirement.
In 4,500 units they're talking about, I don't think they are meant to be for seniors, more for the workers or
Right.
professional. But look, by the time they complete those 45, those of us who are in their 60s will be close to their 80s.
Yeah, I
and
might
they
need
will-
it by then.
Yeah, we'll need a facility
So-
like this.
If you guys can't come to any consensus, this would have to be demolished then for you to. So that's what's guys. So if we want to save this property, this house, then we have to come to some type of agreement, or that would be demolished.
It's what 150 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, this house was built in early 1850s.
Yeah.
It used to be near where Lucky is now.
Mm-hmm.
It was moved in 1850s when they divided Contra Costa and El Costa counties.
Okay.
To keep the house in Contra Costa County, it was moved in 1858 to this current location.
Yeah.
Very good.
Wow.
Piece of San Juan history.
Grown up in the area, and I've always seen this house here, just wondering
Yeah.
what it was doing,
Yeah.
what the
So
plan
what's-
was.
What do people referring this to? The Harlan House project, or?
No, this is called El Nido property.
Okay.
El Nido, yeah.
And we have been toying with the thought that, name the facility, just keep somehow El Nido in that, so El Nido Senior Living or
There you go.
something like that.
Okay.
Again, we have to make sure that we go through the legal process for adopting the right name for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
But maintaining El Nido name or somehow just tying that back to the Harlan family will be a good idea.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Great.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, so
Okay, and we're back.
there we go.
That was interesting.
That was.
He
It wasn't.
wants
Yeah,
to,
I wish I was there.
So as you saw there, he wants to develop it into an assisted living facility, and there's a lot of talk about housing in San Ramon, and I think seniors always get where are they going to go?
Yeah.
Right. Especially somebody that needs that type of living, and it's not cheap, but it sounds like a great plan.
I mean, I echoed. He was big on guys. Look at when people turn old, they get forgotten.
When they turn old.
When they,
You're old. Boom.
when
Bam,
they're
you're
old,
old.
What is that?
you're
70?
forgotten, and no one cares about you. And his dream is to. He's got an 84-year-old mother, has dementia, and that inspired him to think of something like this. It's been a passion of his for the last 2 years. He hasn't been able to get the thing rolling because he's kind of having conflicts with the city.
It takes a lot, and even through that thing
Yeah,
I was involved with, we learned a lot about that whole process. But I think, if he's going to keep the building, restore that building, and make it look like what it was in its original state, and then also the adjacent property, the adjoining property, if it looks at that same theme, I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, it will blend with the houses.
Yeah, no, it'll be really nice, and it'll be a great part of San Ramon history. It'd be instead of the way it looks now, it would look nice. So,
Yeah. And it won't be a bunch of other townhomes.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
high density housing.
But if he doesn't get to build his thing, then his only other option is to put 10 more townhomes there.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
we don't do that.
so
They call that the nuclear option.
So-
we need senior housing.
So that was very interesting today, and guys, there'll be a meeting in December, or he doesn't know exactly when to go. What's the forward plan for this thing? But if you don't want to see that disappear, then support the cause. It was really neat going inside.
Yeah,
it was
Yeah.
kind of spooky,
Yeah.
especially for the Halloween time. He could have made that a nice haunted mansion.
He needs to
Yeah, it was a
I
little
felt
spooky.
I felt a little like, was it gonna fall down? The bathroom had the Shining.
Yeah, I felt like
Yeah,
it was the
Red
bathtub
Rum.
from The Shining.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to see Red Rum written on the wall.
He needs to partner
Crazy.
with Kyle.
I think I did.
Oh yeah, partner with Kyle for the 16th. If
Yeah.
they don't
Oh
get the same
wow. But
Oh.
the other side of that too is just to your point, like the meeting's coming up, and we've talked to him about. Let's get together with him after the meeting. We're going to have him on the show to do some follow up and really track this thing, see where it goes.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
cool. It was a neat experience. What else, guys, is in the news?
Mail's getting stolen up
Oh, yeah?
in Bollinger Hills.
It's that time of year.
Yeah.
Out of mailboxes or
Out of mailboxes, which
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have locked mailboxes or they live in developments where they have to go, but it's just something you always got to watch your mail.
Time of season, right?
Yeah.
People are starting to get ready for the holidays, and they start getting packages.
So packages are going to be back, And what I went on Amazon today and bought something, and you can direct them where to put it.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
you can write notes for the driver of, hey, put it here, because it if you want them to hide it in a certain spot. But yeah. What else you got?
I mean that was.
It's Movember.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
it's
and
Movember.
the police are doing it.
So
What are the police
are they?
doing? Go.
I was going to tell you.
You're gonna have me do
It's
it.
on it was on Facebook.
Yeah, so we
right?
posted this on our Facebook page. Santa Rosa Police, they are foregoing their facial hair policy for the month, and they are letting their officers grow beards
Yeah, much
if they
better.
want to participate. And they're trying to raise money for different cancer charities. So each officer gets to pick the charity of their choice. And what I put back, and I hope we get a response, I want the winner. We got to have the winner on the show.
yeah, I mean
Yeah.
Before
Before they
he
shave it
shaves
off.
the beard, and we can talk about the experience and all that. So
So we need to reach out to those the police to see if we can.
yeah, well, I hit him up, and so
you did? Cool.
we'll wait for a response.
right, cool.
But
But yeah, I mean, you're going to start seeing a lot of males grow a lot of facial hair during this month. It's raise awareness to cancer. Is it testicular cancer? Is that what it is?
no, usually it's for prostate.
Prostate,
cancer,
yes,
but
prostate.
I think now it's just cancer.
Cancer.
So
Cancer sucks.
Too many.
Yeah. Prostate cancer is the month of November. I mean, and they just kind of hit. that
yeah.
way.
So we got
So-
that going on.
Yeah. Got
Watch
that.
for those expensive medical bills if you go to the ER.
Yeah, I mean, that's good.
That
They're
was
always
quite a
going to
post.
get you. They'll nickel and dime you.
Somebody,
I think I got one. I went to a lot for the first time.
yeah.
With you
Oh, you go to
guys.
the movie?
Yeah, the first time.
Oh yeah, we
First
went and saw
experience.
Terminator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When'd
But
you guys
that
see
was-
that?
Yeah, it was good. Friday. Was,
Friday?
Yeah,
it
we
was a lot.
we saw it. My buddy Joe over there. We saw it together on at Crow Canyon on,
Yeah.
on a Friday.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. Kind of
Yeah.
just takes away part 3, 4, and 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
does. But anyway, the lot itself. My first experience.
Did you get
What'd
some
you think?
popcorn?
I haven't been there. I got what I get. I got
Beer?
guacamole.
Yeah,
Oh,
the chips.
yeah,
Oh,
and
that
a
was
beer.
good. Yeah.
You know, usually
Brett
I
had
get
a good
Coke and
time.
popcorn. Yeah, it was great.
Brett had a
Great
good
seats,
time, man.
awesome seats,
It's
so-
always a fun time in
Yeah.
the lot.
Yeah, him and his
Anyway, I
wife
just wanted
were
to mention
sitting
that.
there. She was having the wine, so it was a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was excellent.
What do you got on your plate?
Well, it's that time of year again. If you want to register your son or daughter for Little League Baseball in San Ramon, we're officially open. Registration is open.
Wow.
SRBaseball.com. I know, it's crazy, right?
Yeah,
SRBaseball.com.
it's time for the spring sports for sure. So, baseball,
the
lacrosse.
corner. Yeah. So, and then tryouts are in January. I think January 11th. That's for 7 years or older.
Are you a coach?
I am a coach. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
is
That's a
the
great coach
top
there.
coach.
So yeah, if your kid's between the ages of 5 and 12, sign them up. We just finished up the fall ball season, but spring is around the corner.
Hey, can we say this? If they sign up, they get a picture with Abe.
Sure, absolutely.
All right.
So I saw a funny video. Well, it was
I'll
kind
even
of
throw some pictures
disturbing.
to 'em.
It was a little disturbing, but it was funny too if you have a sixth sense of humor like us. It was this youth sports team, and it must have been like in Russia or something because I didn't understand the language. But the coach was yelling at the kids after the game. They were in the locker room. And then he walks to each kid and smacks him in the face, like smacks him across the face.
Wow.
Brutally. Yeah, it was.
How old were they, you think?
They were probably, 12, 13.
And they won the game, huh?
Yeah, they're probably wow. Russian. It was Ivan Drago's dad. Hey, I won't be here next week.
Okay.
I'll be in Kansas chasing around a bunch of white-tailed
Oh,
deer.
you send us some
Alright.
photos?
Yeah, I'll get some photos. Hopefully I come back with a success.
Is this that
but,
trip where you went to that house? Or that...
no,
Yeah,
no,
the
no,
ducks?
That's
No,
a
no.
different one.
Okay.
That's a different one. But it's a good time. We go out, we sit in the woods and with bows and arrows and try to get some deer. So
All right.
usually one or two guys always get something. So I'll send some pics.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll put that
Do
on.
your year.
All right, guys. Well, that's it. So,
Yeah.
hope you enjoyed the little documentary style
Lots
segment.
of fun today.
Yeah.
Over there, that was
Yeah.
fun.
We learned a lot, and
Thank you, Sahil.
Sahil, thanks.
We'll be talking about that more for sure.
If you have any questions for Sahil, you can always contact us, and we can relay it to him. So
That's perfect.
let us know what you think, and we hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and have a great rest of the week.
We out of time again?
We are out of time. Don's not here, but we do have Joe here, and there's actually someone
Joe's
here.
working the lights there. in
Joe's
back.
working the lights. We
Yeah,
have an
live
intern,
lights.
so it's good. Working
Yeah.
hard. All right, guys. Have a great rest of the week, and peace
See
out.
ya.